Scotland's most feared hoods are battling for control of the underworld from their prison cells after a wave of convictions shattered their criminal networks. Among the ruthless thugs serving time in nicks all over the country is Glaswegian Christopher Hughes, 33, who has links to deadly cartels in Colombia and Morocco, as well as the Italian Mafia. So in this video, we are going to tell you about inside Scotland's gangs. The video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick to the end. Before starting the video, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. Mark Richardson, cocaine kingpin Richardson, 35, was jailed in 2019 for his part in an Edinburgh organized crime gang, said to be the most sophisticated encountered by Police Scotland. He was hit with a serious crime prevention order, dubbed a Super ASBO, which means he'll be subject to strict controls when he finally gets out. His latest spell behind bars follows a 10-year sentence in 2010 when he was snared in a PS2 million cocaine and heroin sting. He was caught working on a stash of crack cocaine with a street value of £700,000. To be told in 2018 how then-wanted Richardson led terror cops and a force chopper on a high-speed car chase through Glasgow before being collared in Springburn. Morton Eadie. Mr. Big acted as the getaway driver for hitman John Kennedy in the execution of Kenny Rayleigh. Eadie, 56, was jailed for 22 years after being found guilty of murdering suspected drug dealer Rayleigh, 29, in Maryhill, Glasgow in April 2018. Eadie SR got involved in the feud after it was claimed a woman close to his son, Darren, had slept with Rayleigh. The smut gangster of Glasgow tried to dodge justice by flying to Alicante, Spain, days after the hit. He was so confident he would walk free following his trial. He parked his Fiat 500 outside the High Court in Edinburgh. The motor then had to be collected on his behalf when he was sent down. Robert Birdman O'Hara. Heroin Baron O'Hara was caged in 2005 for at least 20 years after ordering a hit on Paul McDowell, 25, who was stabbed to death in Postle Park, Glasgow. The victim was ambushed near his home, while one of his attackers was in phone contact with the kingpin. Jailing him at the High Court in Glasgow, Judge Lord Dawson told O'Hara, "You literally terrorized a whole area of the city of Glasgow and reaped substantial rewards." O'Hara was also nailed on drugs and gun charges. William Buff Paterson. Paterson, a close associate of crime boss Stephen Lyons, was jailed for a minimum of 22 years in 2015 for shooting Daniel enforcer Kevin Dribble Carroll, 29, dead at an Asda car park in Royston, Glasgow in 2010. A masked gang blasted the feared thug with a hail of 13 bullets. Paterson fled to Spain 10 days after the brazen assassination, but later agreed to return to the UK to face justice. He was convicted of murder following a trial at the High Court in Glasgow and handed a mandatory life term. Neil Anderson. Anderson was nailed by a jury last July for murdering drug dealer and gym boss Gary Moore. CCTV had shown Anderson of Bothwell, Lanarkshire, arriving at Moore's Airdrie home in a hired Berlingo van just before the fatal shooting. He was seen tucking into chips and chatting to the victim outside. A white Skoda pulled up and a mystery gunman jumped out, blasting Moore, then 33, in the head and neck. Zander Sutherland. The son of late Glasgow crime kingpin Jamie Daniel was caged in 2015 for dealing drugs between 2011 and 2015. He was last seen in public when he carried his father's coffin while cuffed to G4 as security guards in 2016 after Daniel Smur's death from cancer aged 58. Sutherland gave evidence at a recent murder trial implicating assassinated Daniel enforcer Kevin Dribble Carroll as the hitman who blasted Jamie Campbell in Drumchapel, Glasgow in 2006. Martyn Fitzsimmons. Soldier-turned-gangland thug Fitzy was caged for 10.5 years in January 2018 for his role in a PS200 million drug super gang. The Daniel crime clan associate, who served in the forces between 1997 and 2008, was nailed with a Glock handgun and ammunition, as well as £36,000 of dirty cash. The 41-year-old of Glasgow's Dennistown was one of 8 mob members caged for a total of 87 years in January 2018 for serious organized crime. The gang imported a ton of cocaine into Scotland every year and was involved in abduction, torture, guns, and drugs. They were snared after detectives discovered a stash of weapons in Glasgow that linked them to a brutal attack on Supergrass Robert Allen, Christopher Hughes. One of the latest high-level crooks to be caged, Hughes was nailed over the gun murder of crime blogger Martyn 49, in the Netherlands in 2016. The big-time gangster, 33, was arrested in Italy in January 2020 and jailed for at least 25 years by the High Court in Stirling. As well as murder, Hughes, from Glasgow, was convicted of importing drugs and possessing firearms, banned weapons, and ammunition. The Hood went on the run before a Supergrass gave cops vital information that helped catch him. The snitch also helped snare Jordan Owens, 27, over the fatal playground shooting of Jamie Lee, 23, in Castlemilk, Glasgow in 2017. Let us know your opinion in the comments section below. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another video.